Take a look at your hallway light for a second. And the moment that outdoor box goes clang, that light shivers for about half a second. That shiver is not cute. That shiver is a bill. Behind my hallway door, there is a little aluminum wheel spinning. And over 4 summers, that wheel quietly pulled $384 out of my account. I did not run my AC 1 penny more than usual. I just bought the wrong machine. Right now, there is a question running through your head, I know it. And the question is, how much does an inverter AC really save? Like, really? Measured numbers say 30 to 50%. And with 2 machines of the same tonnage, instead of pulling 1.5 to 1.7 units an hour, the inverter pulls 0.8 to 1.2 units. But this is exactly where the uncomfortable part starts, because those savings fall apart under 5 conditions. And condition number 5 is a repair bill that swallows 4 years of savings in a single day. One more thing. That guy at the store who told you non-inverters outdated now, he did not tell you 2 things, and I will tell you both of them at the end. I am not going to set the scene. Let us go straight to the math. You are the kind of person who reads 10 reviews before buying anything. You were standing in that cold aisle at Home Depot, staring at 2 boxes. Same look, same tonnage, but the price gap was $200 to $400. One person said, "Get the inverter. Your bill will get cut in half." The neighbor next door said, "Dude, you will cry when that board dies." Both of them were confident, and neither of them had a single number. I have run 3 units over 4 years. One cut my bill in half, and one died in 2 years. So in this video, I am not going to tell you brand stories. I'm going to show you the meter and the invoice. First, you have to understand exactly where the money burns. Your AC does not make cold, because cold does not exist in science. There's only the absence of heat. The machine pulls the heat out of your room and dumps it outside, and one single pump does that whole job, and it is called the compressor. Research data says that one compressor alone eats 60 to 80% of your cooling bill. So the question is not about the AC, the question is about how that compressor runs. Let me hand you a picture here, because this whole video stands on this one picture. There is a toll booth sitting on top of your ceiling. A fixed speed machine, meaning your regular non-inverter, sprints at full power until it hits the set temperature. Then it stops completely, and it kicks back on when the room warms up. And every single kick on means paying the toll at that booth all over again. Measured numbers say a motor sitting still pulls 3 to 5 times more current at startup than it does while running. And that jolt is exactly what makes your light shiver. 20 or 30 tolls a day for 4 straight months. The inverter machine crosses the toll booth once, and after that it never stops. It does not shut off, it just slows down 60%, 40%, then it keeps humming along quietly at 10 or 15%. And here's the thing that flips your head around. When it runs slower, the machine actually gets more efficient. Engineers call that partial load efficiency. And in plain English, when the coil is handling less heat, it can dump more heat per watt. I did not believe it the first time I heard it. A machine that runs all day brings a smaller bill. Come on, how does that even work? Then I looked at the field data. Same room, same 26-degree setting, 2 machines of the same 1.5 tons, 8 hours a day. The regular machine pulled 133.5 kilowatt hours, and the inverter pulled 88.7. That is a 4.8 unit difference per day. Now let me put that in American money, because nobody's wallet understands the word unit. 4.8 units a day. And say 120 days in a cooling season. That is 576 units. At a national average rate of roughly 16 to 17 cents per unit, that comes out to about $96 a season. 4 seasons means $384. I actually wrote this math on a piece of paper stuck to my fridge. 4.8 a day, 96 next to it, and 384 in big letters underneath. That is the number, and that is not an advertising number. That is multiplication and division. I am not pulling these numbers out of my own head. They come from energy efficiency test reports and utility rate data. And I dropped the sources down in the description. So the story's over, go buy the inverter, close the video. Hold on. This is the exact spot where 90% of people lose money, because that $384 is a conditional number. 5 conditions can wipe those savings out, and I lined them up from smallest to biggest. Number 5, your runtime. An inverter takes time to reach its cheap cruising speed, and for the first 10 or 15 minutes, it actually feels slow. If you walk in, run the AC for 20 minutes and shut it off, you paid a premium and bought nothing but that slow part. Number 4, the heat load of the room. 110 degrees outside, top floor, afternoon sun straight through the window, 105 inside the room. In that situation, the inverter's sensor sees the room cooling down, so it starts backing off its own speed, while you still need full power. The fixed speed machine is stupidly good right here. It does not even know how to back off. It just runs at 100. Number 3, your line voltage. Old wiring, brownouts, voltage sagging during summer peak hours. The inverter's voltage window is wide, and it keeps running at a lower speed even on low voltage, while a fixed speed compressor will not even start below a minimum voltage. The inverter wins here, clearly. Number 2, the technician in your area. In a big city, there is no problem, but in a small town or out toward the countryside, if there is nobody around who can fix a board, you will be sitting there, sweating in peak summer, waiting on parts. A non-inverter has less stuff inside it, 1 compressor, 1 capacitor, a simple board, and fewer parts means fewer things that can break. And number 1, the one I said at the start that I would save for the end, the control board. That electronic board inside the inverter that controls the compressor speed. If it dies outside of warranty, the invoice lands in the hundreds of dollars, and that is what eats 4 full seasons of savings in one afternoon. One of my units died in 2 years for exactly that reason. The technician pulled the board out and showed me one little burn mark, brown, the size of a fingernail. That fingernail-sized mark cost me almost 2 seasons of bill savings. And this is where the brands make the most money. They are not selling machines, they are selling spare parts. That is exactly why the store tells you non-inverter is outdated, because the parts for that machine are cheap, and nobody makes a margin on cheap parts. And let me be fair here. That guy at the store is not flat out lying either. In most American homes, the AC runs for long stretches. And in those homes, his advice is honestly right. The problem is, he has never seen your room. So let me be straight with you. The inverter is good technology, but good technology does not mean the right technology for you. Now here's the real reframe. This is not a fight between inverter and non-inverter. This is a room decision. 2 rooms in the same house can have 2 different answers, and that is the part nobody tells you. I do not know what your insulation is like or what your grid is like, so I am not going to hand you a verdict. I am going to hand you 4 questions. 1, how many hours straight will this machine run? And if it is more than 4, the inverter will pay its toll back. 2, what is the sun like in this specific room? Because if it is a top floor with direct sun all afternoon, the brute force of a fixed speed is not something you throw away. 3, does your line sag on summer evenings? And if it does, go inverter and put a stabilizer or surge protection on whatever machine you buy. 4, who's going to fix this in year 6? And if the answer is a local technician, then the simple machine is your peace of mind. Answer those 4 questions and the machine picks itself, and the salesman has nothing left to say. And yes, check the board warranty and the compressor warranty separately on paper, because those 2 are not the same thing. And that is exactly where most people get burned. Remember one thing, you are not buying an AC. You're buying the next 10 years of electric bills up front, And today's price is only the down payment. That toll booth on your ceiling is not going anywhere. And the only question is this: will you pay the toll 30 times a day, or pay it once and cruise quietly, or pay the whole toll in one shot with a board bill one day? Now you know what that shiver on the wheel actually means, and 90% of the people standing in that aisle do not. So tell me, which machine do you have in your place? What was your biggest repair bill? And do you honestly think that premium paid you back? Or did you just subscribe to the brand's spare parts business?